Welcome back to our channel, guys. If you are new here, I'm Omar.
And I'm Angelica, and if you haven't already, please subscribe.
For sure. So, as you can see, we have food in front of us. We are eating today. It's currently dinner time and we're hungry.
We're eating today. Of course we're eating today.
We're eating today for you in front of the camera, as you can see. So, today we bought, it's called Bombay House. It's out here in Salt Lake City.
Indian cuisine. My best friend gifted us with a gift card, so we decided to get some food.
We're basically too lazy to cook. We had money to buy food, so we bought food. Well, we both have chicken tikka masalas. Mine is just medium heat. Angelica's is mild as always. We got the rice chilling, and then I got two, I think, chicken samosas.
I don't know. I've never had those.
Vegetable
but
samosas.
They look delicious.
One of those two.
I can't have it because it's made with
sauce.
wheat.
I don't know what these sauces are called. I don't care for this dark gray one, but this green one, the green sauce for the samosas is
Did you
delicious.
say that's gray?
Brown. I said brown.
You said gray.
Did I say gray? I meant brown. But this green one is my favorite. I love the green sauce. I don't know what it's called. If you know what it's called, put it in the comments because I forgot. Like, give me a kiss because I don't think this is gluten free.
Oh yeah. Oh, tell them why you do that. I don't think they've ever seen us do that.
So for anyone who doesn't know, Angelica is gluten intolerant.
Yeah, I
She's
basically am
not-
allergic.
Yeah, she's not exactly celiac.
Yeah, because I don't throw up, but I have all the other symptoms, and it's just so painful.
Yeah. So since she is gluten intolerant, she can't kiss me after I eat food with gluten in it.
He just kisses me before.
So yeah, before I eat anything with gluten, I kiss her before, because I won't be able to kiss her again.
You're already burping? We haven't even ate yet.
Yeah, I just had a hiccup. Until I either brush my teeth or rinse my mouth out with mouthwash. This samosa looks like the little hat in Harry Potter.
It does.
The sorting hat.
It does. So the subject for today's mukbang, I forgot what it was called for a minute there, is how Omar feels about having a girlfriend with alopecia.
I don't care.
That's gonna be the whole video? Wow.
I mean, honestly, that's like my answer. I don't care. It doesn't change my opinion or anything in any sort of way. And I've never really cared, ever.
So.
No, even when we first met, I never really cared.
Well, that's a tricky first met kind of thing because we had like interactions with each other, but we never like talked. But when we first started dating, I used to wear a wig.
She used to wear a wig
every single day.
Right, she would put a wig on right before I woke up, and she wouldn't take it off until all the lights in the room were off and I couldn't see her.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So, we were sitting on the couch, and he was on the left of me. I actually remember that part. And I was like, I need to tell you something. And I don't remember what you said. You probably just said what?
Yeah, I was like, what's up?
And
I'm
I was
in the middle
like,
of George Lopez, probably.
I was like, I'm bald. And he just says, I know. I was like, what?
Yo, she made me stop the whole show, and she's like, I have to tell you something. And I was like, huh? And she's like, I'm bald. And I was like, okay, I know. Well, anyway, and just...
I was like, how did you know?
When Angelica told me that she was bald, it didn't surprise me because I had my thoughts, suspicions. I had my suspicions because I had been told earlier than when we were still in school that she was bald. Because in high school, Angelica was known as the girl with the hat on.
Could you tell I was wearing a wig?
No.
Really?
I'm a guy. I'm a guy in high school. How am I supposed to know
That
what a wig is?
wasn't
Or
the
what
best
isn't?
wig. I'm talking about when we were dating. You did stare at me.
When we were dating? Yeah. I knew it was a wig when we were dating. One, because I already had my suspicions. And two, because I could just tell. It wasn't, like you said, it wasn't the best wig.
So you could tell.
Yeah, I thought you meant
Now all of a sudden you can tell.
No, I thought you meant in high school. Oh. So yeah. But by the time Angelica told me, I was like, oh, we were all right. She is bald. But when she told me, I wasn't like preparing myself because it's not like a huge piece of news.
Yeah, it is.
Well, to me, it's not like a relationship ending type of news. Like, it was just like, okay.
You mean it wasn't a deal breaker?
Yeah, there you go. It wasn't a deal breaker for me. So when she told me, I was like, all right, cool. Like, I've been knowing, so whatever. And ever since that day, it was just like, it's just every day now. It's weird when I see her with hair. Whenever she wears wigs, it's really weird.
He gets hella weird. He's like, he blushes, and you get all weird.
Every new hair color is a new side chick.
So you guys, we don't have a dining table anymore because we got rid of it.
We got rid of it.
Because we went from
2 apartments ago.
we went from a 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom to a 1-bedroom, and this 1-bedroom was smaller than our previous 1-bedroom, and obviously smaller than the 2-bedroom. So we just got rid of it, and now we have these trays that we eat with, or this table. And Omar hates sitting on the floor, but I'm like, there's no room for a dining table.
I hate sitting on the floor, man.
But you like the trays.
All my big boys out there know when you try and sit on the floor, your stomach is just getting in the way. Your boobs are all flopping over your stomach. It's just not fun. So, but yeah, I love the trays. The trays were the best thing we've ever bought. I never minded the fact that she is bald and was bald, because I just thought it was cool. Because it was just like, you know, when you're young, you're always trying to find like the girl that's either like the baddest or like the one that's more different, and she was a combination of both. So to me, it was just like, hey, like all you basic hoes have hair, and my girlfriend doesn't. Y'all are basic. So blah.
Okay.
And I still feel that way because, you know.
So what if I got hair?
Then you got hair.
But then I wouldn't be the baddest.
No, you still would be. To me, anyways. If you live in Salt Lake and you want Indian food, go to Bombay House.
It's so good.
There's 3 locations.
I weighed him today.
Really? 25 pounds or what?
22.8.
Oh, he gained a pound.
Almost.
He gained a pound, but he feels like he gained 3.
0.7.
Pounds is what he gained?
Yeah, 0.7.
Dang, that's a thick boy. Do you think that led to like you being more comfortable just being bald out in public? Because then what? 2 years after that, you stopped wearing your wig altogether?
No. You definitely helped. But I think it was after the pageant. I just want to be that person that I needed when I was younger for other kids.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get that necessarily.
Oh, for those of you who don't know, we should do a story time about this some other time. Angelica entered a pageant when you were 19. Right? You were 19?
Yeah.
Like a year after she took almost a year.
I was a month away from 20.
Yeah, so almost a year after Angelica told me she was bald. I basically forced her to do a pageant. But
he didn't force me to do a pageant. He was the only one that was supporting me doing a pageant. So, I would get a lot of...
Thank you.
I still do. I get a lot of attention when I go out without makeup. Actually, no, that's not true.
You get a lot of attention, period.
No. If I wear a wig and makeup, I don't get as much attention. If I go out as myself, like this, or even with like makeup on and just no wig on, it's a lot. And Omar at first would get so mad at people.
Yeah.
And I mean, at first I did too because I wasn't used to it, but then it was like, no, this is, if they ask questions or they make a comment, that's when you educate them and spread awareness about what I have and what disease is actually out there. What would you say now when people come up to you and ask what I have? Or they come up to me and you respond?
So, whenever someone comes up to us and they ask the questions of like,
or they just make comments.
Why are you bald? What kind of cancer do you have? How long have you been in chemo? When was your last chemo session? Just comments and questions like that. I'm always just like, oh, she doesn't have cancer, or just, oh, she has Alopecia Universalis. It is, and then if they're like, oh, what is that? I don't know what that is, or I don't know what kind of cancer that is.
Yeah, we've had those exact comments.
We're like, no, it's not cancer. It is just an autoimmune disease where your immune system attacks your hair follicles because they think that they're not supposed to be there.
Whenever we get like cancer comments, it usually follows up with like their aunt or their cousin or their mom, their dad. So it's like,
or them themselves.
It's good to be respectful when you are approached that way, and it's like, oh, I'm so sorry that,
that happened to you.
That happened, or that you've lost someone. But I actually have alopecia, and it's not cancerous. I'm not sick. My body thinks that my hair is foreign, so it attacks it, which means my hair falls out. So I have to like depending on the person, I just have to explain it. But we just, now that we've been doing this for a long time, as in like, are willing to explain.
Yeah, now we just have like a whole script and like answers to the questions and stuff.
Yeah,
so
but for
it's just like every day.
Sometimes I don't explain what I have because people are too quick. You know, you never know how long your interaction's going to be. So what happens is, if someone, for example, at Costco, we were at Costco and the sample lady was like, "Oh, I've had what you had." And I was like, what did you have? And she's like, cancer. I was like, oh, I don't have cancer, I have alopecia. She's like, I don't know what kind of cancer that is. And I was like, oh, well, alopecia is, and she just kind of ignored me. So I was like, okay, never mind. Or there's been cases where like people are really sweet and they're like, oh, do you have cancer? Da, da, da. Or no, they don't even ask. They're usually just like, my person had cancer and this happened. I was like, I'm so sorry. And then they'll have to leave. So I don't even get a chance to explain myself.
They're normally like, oh, my cousin had cancer, and don't worry, your hair will come back, or
so
something like that.
I just feel like in that moment, I was supposed to be the person to listen to them and just like kind of be like an ear for them, like a shoulder to cry on, basically. So I don't get upset anymore because it's like, that's the stigmatism, right? But even
astigmatism?
No, that's the what is the word? That's the
stigma.
That's the stigma. Basically, like, if you see a bald person, then they have cancer, which is not true because people who have cancer go through chemo, and the chemo is what makes them lose their hair.
Yeah, and I don't think they always lose their hair, right?
Yeah.
Or do they always lose their hair?
No, I don't think, not everyone,
but
I think it's majority.
Yeah.
Depending on
what they're treating.
I think if you see someone that's bald, you shouldn't assume that they have cancer. Like, it's just rude. But for those that do have cancer, we need to respect those. Or the family members who have had family members who have gone through cancer. You need to respect those people as well. Because it's like, we can't get mad for someone having an experience similar, you know, just because they lost their hair. Because people who have cancer and who have lost their hair, it's like the same feeling. Of losing your hair. If you're losing your hair, you're losing your hair. You have to go through the grieving process.
And then I think whenever people know you have alopecia, they always follow up with trying to tell you what the new like hair growth.
Oh, that's the one thing I don't like.
They'll be like, oh, they're like, do you have cancer or do you have alopecia? And she'll be like, oh, I have Alopecia Universalis, and we'll go through the whole thing. And they're just like, oh, well, you know, such and such, whatever company or whatever, just is coming, has a new steroid, has a new shot, has a new something that's
have you tried this? Have you tried that? Have you tried that? I'm like, I'm done trying. I got alopecia when I was like 11, 12 years old. I lost all my hair at 15, and then I lost all my body hair at 16. So it's
everyone assumes that you're like looking for a cure for it, or looking for like a way to grow it back.
Yeah, and for those that are actually like looking for a treatment, then that's totally fine. We all go through those stages, and it depends on what kind of alopecia you have too. Yeah. If you have areata and you're doing treatments, and that's what's making you happy, and that's what's making you like content, and you know, and a lot of people do the treatments and they do get their hair back. Yeah. But that's the way that alopecia works, is our body will continue to reject, and it goes dormant, and then it comes back.
It's a lifelong, like treatment process.
Yeah. So my dermatologist, when I was younger, she had alopecia when she was like 3 years old, and then it went away, and then from that age all the way till 30 years old she had hair. Yeah. And then all of a sudden she lost it all. We
know a good amount of people who completely lost their hair, it grew back, and then they lost it again, or they lost their hair, it grew back a little bit, and now they only have like patches, and they have to shave it or whatever.
Or there's
literally like every single different person with alopecia has a different like
story.
Process.
Yeah. Ages are pretty similar, but like there's no cause and there's no cure, that people know of, and it's been out there for a long time. So I just want to clarify, we're on NAF.org, and I actually spoke for NAF, the National Alopecia Areata Foundation, in 2015 for their conference. But anyway, I'm on their website, and it says alopecia areata is a common autoimmune skin disease causing hair loss on the scalp, face, and sometimes on other areas of the body. In fact, it affects as many as 6.8 million people in the U.S. with lifetime risk of 2.1%. Alopecia areata is known as a polygenic disease. This means that unlike a single gene disease, both parents must contribute a number of specific genes in order for a child to develop it. Because of this, most parents will not pass alopecia areata along to their children. With identical twins who share all the same genes, there's only a 55% chance that if one has alopecia areata, the other one will too. And then it says, this is why scientists believe that it takes more than just genetics to cause the disease, and that other environmental factors also contribute to people developing alopecia areata. So when I got diagnosed, they said it was caused by stress, which I highly believe that is true. I was young, but I was very, very, very stressed with my life at the time. So, yeah, it just progressed from there. Mm-hmm. But what you were saying is we get annoyed with the treatments. Yep. And it's only because, like, people come up to me when I look happy or, like, I'm just having a good time, and then they start talking about treatments. I'm like, do I look like I want to have treatments done? Do I look like I'm seeking a treatment? And then it also makes me feel like, do you think...
Like they're asking that because they're like, hey, you should look into this.
No, or like it's like, is it their opinion that I'm not good enough the way that I am?
No.
Especially after I've accepted it. Of course, I still have my bad days, but like, everyone with alopecia is going through a different experience. And I've gone through multiple different experiences with my alopecia now that I have Alopecia Universalis. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't always like this. I had Alopecia Areata first. And then I had Alopecia totalis. And then a year later, I had Alopecia Universalis. So it's like, I went through the stages where I never wanted to wear a wig. I was getting every single treatment in the book done. And now I'm just over it. And now I'm happy. Mm-hmm. And I'm out of breath.
I don't have a mouthful of food.
Because I have asthma. One time I went to the bar/club with my friend. Because it's like a bar, but a club.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, we were just dancing, having a good time. And I don't remember who. I would think it was a guy.
Probably.
And he was like, can I give you a hug? And I was like, why? And he was like, he grabbed my shoulder and he looked me in the eyes and he said, things are going to be okay. And I was like, what? I was like, I'm just dancing. I have full face makeup. I'm dressed up, having a good time. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. If I was sick, then I would be home in bed.
Yeah.
I do like the ones that give us drinks, though.
Yeah, that's always fun.
People will send us drinks and I just give it to Omar.
So just know whenever you're hitting on Angelica and you send her a drink,
I just give it to Omar because
really
I usually can't drink it.
Yeah. There was a time we were at a club once and a guy came to our table and he sat down and handed Angelica a drink and was like ready to start flirting with her. And the second he went like this, and the second he let it go, I just grabbed it and then I just pulled it over to my end and I just started drinking it and I was like, thanks, man.
What if something was in it though? That would be scary.
I would have had a good time.
No, baby.
You could have taken advantage of me.
I could.
We hope you guys like this video and my feelings on how Angelica looks and then just basically the rest of the world's feelings on how she looks and what they tell her.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man. So, if you guys like this video, please like, comment, share it, subscribe. I'm full. Follow us on our Instagrams. We love you guys and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.